We begin by taking a step back to understand why in 2026 the Philippines is fielding the RGM-84L Harpoon blocker Macron II anti-ship missile. It all comes down to a decade-plus modernization drive aimed at strengthening maritime defense in the face of increasing regional tensions, particularly in the West Philippine Sea. This period, known as RIA Horizon 3, spans from about 2023 through 2028. With a planned investment of around $35 billion over 10 years, this phase includes a major push in sea denial and coastal defense capabilities. At the core of this expansion is lander-launched anti-ship missile systems. While earlier coverage focused on BrahMos missiles from India, the decision to field the venerable RGM-84L Harpoon from the US brings immediate capability while domestic or foreign alternatives are finalized. The Harpoon missile has a long pedigree. Entering service in 1977, it's a subsonic, sea-skimming, over-the-air horizon anti-ship weapon carrying a 221 kg higher explosive warhead powered by a Teledyne J402 turbojet engine. The blocker Macron II variant includes GPS, INS guidance, active radar seeker, radar altimeter, and the capacity to meter course update air, allowing it to engage ships and coastal targets with precision. The RGM-84L launched from ships or coastal trucks, features a solid fuel booster. Total weight is around 691 macron kg, length about 4.6 macron m, span about 0.9 macron m, range greater than 124 macron km, over 148 macron km per some sources. Now, moving this into Philippine service. The U.S. State Department approved an initial sale of 12 air-launched RGM-84L Harpoon blocker Macron II missiles and 2 training missiles in MEDA 2021 under a $120 macron million contract, mainly for Air Force use on maritime patrol and deterrence missions. But by late 2024 and into 2025, the focus shifted toward deploying coastal-based ground-launched harpoons. Comparable to Taiwan's procurement, the Philippines is expected to receive launcher units, radar support, and fire control vehicles integrated into existing bases and doctrine throughout the RIA Horizon Macron III timeline. In fact, Taiwan's procurement to 100 launcher units and 400 RGM-84L missiles offers a useful precedent. The first phase delivers 32 systems by end of 2026, with the remainder by 2028. The Philippines is likely to follow a similar two-phase rollout. The strategic motivation is clear: robust, mobile, sure air-launched anti-ship strike capability allows the Philippines to impose sea denial against intruding naval forces, especially in disputed areas of the West Philippine Sea. The Harpoon's over-the-air horizon reach, sea-skimming flight, and fire control integration significantly boost Philippine deterrence and defense. Let's walk through how the system works, step by step. First, a coastal radar or reconnaissance asset identifies a target. That info is communicated to a missile fire control unit on board a coastal launcher vehicle. The ECPA-6 control panel calculates trajectory, GPS coordinates, and runs safety checks. It programs the missile via data link before launch. At launch, the solid fuel booster accelerates the Harpoon off the truck-mounted launcher. Shortly thereafter, the booster detaches and the J402 turbojet sustains cruise-level flight. The missile flies a low altitude over water just a few meters above the surface using a radar altimeter to maintain minimal radar signature. Mid-course GPS, INS guidance keeps the missile on track. If updates are available, the missile can receive course corrections via the data link. In the terminal phase, the active radar seeker activates, locking onto the target even if it's maneuvering. It homes in and strikes, delivering a 221 kg higher explosive warhead. Blocker Macron 2's GPS integration allows limited land strike or littoral targeting as well as potentially useful in coastal choke points or anti-access scenarios. In Philippine service, launchers will be deployed in strategic coastal areas. Paired with existing radars and maritime domain awareness, they'll cover sea lanes and disputed shoals. These truck-mounted launchers are mobile, facilitating shoot-and-scoot tactics to avoid counter-battery strikes. Now, let's compare to other systems. BrahMos has longer range, 290 Macron km, and supersonic speed, but hasn't been finalized. Indigenous options are still under development. Harpoon offers proven reliability, mature logistics, and interoperability with US and allied systems. It fills the immediate mid-range weapon gap, a critical given rising Chinese maritime assertiveness. Procurement isn't without challenges. Harpoon missiles and systems cost tens of millions per unit. Integration demands training, logistics, and infrastructure for transport, storage, maintenance, radar integration, and live-fire exercise capabilities. Yet, the AFP modernization budget under a Horizon Macron 3 anticipates such investments, and US FMS support includes technical assistance and training. Moreover, the sale reflects broader Philippine-US defense cooperation, which has significantly deepened since the Enhanced Defense Cooperation Agreement, EDCA, in 2014. Allowing rotational presence and pre-positioning of equipment at multiple Philippine bases. From a military capability standpoint, land-based Harpoon in 2026 gives the Philippines a credible coastal strike option. Coupled with future submarine acquisitions, new missile corvettes, and fighter aircraft, it brings the AFP closer to establishing a multi-layered maritime defense network. In a crisis scenario, say, incursions by hostile vessels into the West Philippine Sea, Harpoon units can launch warning shots or strike without risking manned aircraft or ships. Even the presence of such systems alters adversary calculations, limiting freedom of maneuver and enhancing deterrence. Operational use will involve rotational deployment of launcher teams, firing exercises in Philippine waters, integration with radars and drones for target acquisition, and drills with US and allied forces during exercises like Balikatan. By 2026, we can expect initial operational capability with Harpoon coastal defense batteries in at least 2 key geographic corridors, or perhaps Palawan toward the Spratly Islands and northern Luzon Sea approaches. Later phases will extend coverage. Export comparisons: Taiwan is building up nearly identically. They prioritize 32 launch units by 2026, then 68 more by 2028. Each system includes missiles, radars, trucks, and support. The Philippines may adopt similar pacing of initial deployment followed by capability expansion. What about future upgrades? Harpoon Block 2 Plus has extended range via improved fuel or software, and Block 2 Plus introduces data link and even longer ranges, up to 310 Macron km. Though not in current Philippine plans, future acquisitions or modifications may incorporate these to match evolving threats. Also, some countries are exploring Harpoon coastal missile integration on naval corvettes or submarines. The Philippines' upcoming corvettes and possibly submarines could eventually deploy Harpoon vertically or from ships. Taking a broader view, lander-based anti-ship missile systems are central to modern sea denial concepts. Similar missiles are deployed in Taiwan, India, BrahMos, K-15, Vietnam, JL-2 analogs, and even small coastal countries. For an archipelagic nation like the Philippines, with extended maritime boundaries, they provide a cost-effective deterrent, forcing any adversary to keep their naval assets clear of missile range, or spend high-value resources on neutralization. In summary, by 2026 the Philippines' fielding of RGM-84L Harpoon Block II coastal defense batteries completes a key medium-range weapon requirement. It leverages a proven missile system, strong logistics and U.S. partnership, and paves the way for layered maritime defense coexisting with future submarines, BrahMos, corvettes, and aircraft. From the viewpoint of Motor Authority's audience, the strategic logic is compelling. Harpoon brings long-range strike capability to land and sea forces without the risks of aircrew or ships. It is immediate, practical, and highly credible. Critically, it demonstrates how modern missile procurement aligns with national defense strategy, and not just buying hardware, but embedding it into a coherent anti-access doctrine. Looking forward beyond 2026, the AFP's Rear Horizon Macron 3 phase will build on Harpoon with BrahMos missiles, new submarine force, missile corvettes, and maritime patrol aircraft. Harpoon sets the mid-course, proving warfighting concepts and building the organizational capacity necessary for more advanced systems. For you following missile and defense trends, the Philippines' Harpoon deployment is a turning point, transforming its coastal defense posture, empowering smokescreen deterrence, and pushing the region toward a more balanced maritime security dynamic. So, next time you see the Harpoon missile cruise over the horizon in a test launch, remember it's not just hardware, it's the backbone of a growing strategy to secure an archipelago's future.